Hi guys, welcome to the full comparison between the Samsung Galaxy A73 and the Galaxy A53. Now first of all, this is a 4K at 30 frames per second video, and right now the sun is right in front of me and I am walking inside my lawn once again to give you guys an idea about the stability first of all, as always, and you have to be the judge for the colors, contrast and the voice recording quality of the mics of these smartphones. Now this is going to be a very long and in-depth comparison, and you guys have to drop your detailed analysis about these front camera videos because I won't be analyzing these. So make sure that you drop the feedback and also hit the subscribe button if you're watching my channel for the very first time. Also, if you find this video useful at some point, do hit the like button as well. Now I'll show you the 1080p at 60 frames per second video from the front cameras of these phones. Alright, now this is a front camera 1080p at 60 frames per second video from both the phones. A73's front camera sensor is a bit cropped in as compared to the A53. It was cropped in the previous video as well. The stability will get a little hurt here, but like the previous one, you have to be the judge here again and make sure that you drop your analysis for others to understand these front cameras underneath this video. I am finding the color tone a bit warm on the Galaxy A53 and it's way cooler on the Galaxy A73. Also, the Galaxy A73 is struggling while managing those highlights. I think the highlights are well under control on the Galaxy A53. This is all I can comment on while watching myself on this small screen. For the rest of the stuff, I would love to hear you guys out. Make sure that you subscribe. Once again, there's a reminder for the subscription. Let's go ahead and take a look at other parts of this comparison now. Let's get the camera hardware details out of the way now. A73 brings a main 108 megapixel Samsung HM6 sensor and its other camera details are on the screen. A53 brings a main 64 megapixels camera and I have also mentioned its other camera details on the screen. The camera apps on both these smartphones are the same features for photography, same video resolution options can be seen on both the sides. Take a look at the rear camera video sample, starting off with the rear camera 1080p at 30 frames per second ultra-wide videos. And I'll catch you guys with the rear camera photos in a while. Okay, an ultra-wide image to start off with. First of all, these images are not too different. There is a very slight difference of color tone. A53 is boosting saturation and colors, making the shadows look dark. A73 has high details. Look at the floor, it's blurred off on the A53. Dynamic range of the A53 seems better. Here is a normal image. Sky on the A73 is whitewashed and it looks better on the Galaxy A53 because of the blue color. Overall, colors on the Galaxy A53 are boosted. A73 is showing the real color of my shirt. Details on the A53 seem better. Here's a high resolution mode image. The A73's high-res image doesn't look good at all. I lean towards the image of the Galaxy A53 here because it's keeping the elements in a good shape. A73 is unable to manage the highlights in the high-res mode. Details on the Galaxy A73 are high, and again, the real color of my shirt is being maintained on the Galaxy A73. This one is a portrait mode image. A53's image will impress you at the very first glance, but you should know that it has completely changed the colors by trying to make the image look more vibrant and eye-catching. Saturation this time seems better on the Galaxy A73. Depth effect on both sides is good. The background is making a big difference here. A73's camera needs some improvements to be able to manage those highlights. Here is another ultra-wide image. Look at the color of the grass on both the sides and also the color of the sky. I think shadows are being well managed on the Galaxy A53 in this image. Here is a normal image. A53 just keeps deepening the colors in all of its images. This much of tinkering with an image is not good all the times, and sometimes it just ends up impressing you. In this image, the shadows are dark on the Galaxy A53. A73's image has a slightly warm look. Here is another ultra-wide image. Almost the same differences that I just explained a while ago can be seen here in these images as well. Samsung should work on improving the dynamic range management of the Galaxy A73. I'll show you some more ultra-wide, normal and the high-res images now. The A73's camera sensor and image processing are what make its images look like that. And A53, in my opinion, is trying to artificially fix all of its images. So if you are someone who likes real colors in an image, the A73 is what you should get your hands on. But if you want that extra boost in the colors, go with the Galaxy A53. Watch these images and I'll catch you in a minute. You will now see some outdoor broad daylight images and some indoor images too. By no means these images come close. A big difference in the color tone, saturation and sharpness is being maintained, and this I think comes down to your own personal color preference. I personally like the original colors in an image so that if I have to change something later on, I can do that easily in the post-processing. If the image is already too heavily processed, which I think it is on the Galaxy A53, I think the room for improvement narrows down. But it's not necessary that you agree with my choice. You are free to disagree and drop your own thoughts about this aspect in the comments below. Let's take a look at some selfies now. The A53 boosts the colors in the selfies too. A73 again struggles when the background is bright. Details on both phones are good and skin tone on both the sides is natural or original. The slightly high amount of saturation on the A53 makes the selfies pop more. A73 selfies look overexposed at times. In the portrait mode, I'm liking the selfies of the A73 better. Both phones are doing a very good job in their own capacity. I did take some low light selfies too, and here in the low light and night mode selfies, the images of the Galaxy A73 have got more saturation and look extremely warm too. A53 I think is doing a good job in these lighting conditions. That yellowish or pale shade on the Galaxy A73 might not please everyone. However, do let me know which phone's low light selfies look better to you. Let's take a look at the low light and the night mode images now. Both the low light and the night mode performance of the Galaxy A73 is ahead of the Galaxy A53. This is primarily due to a larger and better camera sensor on the Galaxy A73. It captures better details in the low light and night mode conditions. Furthermore, it captures amazing colors in such low light conditions too. The shadows appear more visible on the Galaxy A73. A53's shadows appear too dark and its images appear more contrasty with high saturation again. In some of the night mode images, the A53 starts bringing in a lot of noise while the A73 keeps its images nice and clean, free of noise. A73's night mode video capabilities are also quite impressive. You guys can check out the camera reviews of these phones where I have added the night mode video clips. I'll attach the camera reviews here on the top right corner of the screen. Do let me know what do you think about these low light and night mode images. And with this, our camera comparison comes to an end. The primary difference between these cameras is of how they manage the colors. Like I said before, if you want a boost in colors, the A53 is good to go with. If you want realistic colors and tone in the images, the A73 should be your choice. Low light and night mode performance of the Galaxy A73 is better than the Galaxy A53. The video recording capabilities of both the phones are the same. There's that slight difference in the colors too, but when it comes to the stabilization, both phones are equally poor and that needs to be fixed. With this, we can move towards the design and the build. Design and build of both the phones is 100% the same. Both are plastic with plastic frame and both lack a headphone jack. Both have a microSD card slot and both have a dual stereo speaker setup as well. The display on both the phones, however, is very different. First of all, the display size is different. A73's display is huge. It's a 6.7 inches screen and A53 has a 6.5 inches screen only. Samsung has trimmed down the bezels of the Galaxy A73. A53's bezels are slightly big compared to the A73. The punch hole of the A73 is too big and A53's punch hole is appropriately sized. Bottom chin of the A73 is very sleek compared to the fat bottom chin of the Galaxy A53. Furthermore, the display tech is different. A73 has got a Super AMOLED Plus screen. A53 has a Super AMOLED screen. Now both these screens have a peak brightness of 800 nits and both are 120Hz panels. But the A73 screen is more powerful in a sense that it supports HDR playback. It's an HDR10 compatible display while the Galaxy A53 does not support HDR at all. So when you are going to consume media on your phone, the A73's display is going to please you more with its more vibrant and soothing colors with better blacks and well-managed bright areas of the screen. The A53 screen will just work fine. Under the normal conditions, the performance of the screens is pretty much the same. Both phones bring an optical reader under the screens. That works just fine. It's equally fast on both the phones. The haptic feedback isn't impressive on either of these. Samsung should pay attention to this on the mid-range devices. In terms of the software and the UI, both phones are 100% same again. Same software features, same functions. You get object eraser on both the phones as well, and both phones qualify for 4 years of Android and 5 years of security updates. Let's talk about the performance. Last year, Galaxy A72 and the A52 rocked the same chipset and their performance was also similar. This year, Samsung set some boundaries between the Galaxy A73 and the A53. The A73 is now an actual premium mid-range phone and A53 is, I would say, just a normal mid-range phone. A73 uses a Snapdragon 778G chipset, while the Galaxy A53 uses the Exynos 1280 chipset. I wish Samsung could use a Snapdragon 778G in the Galaxy A53 as well, but nothing can be done now. So, first of all, I'll show you the storage benchmark scores of both the phones, and now I will show you the AnTuTu benchmark performance scores. A73 is ahead for obvious reasons. And now these are the Geekbench scores on the screen. And lastly, you have the 3D Mark Gaming benchmark scores on the screen. A73's chipset is very decent and powerful enough to run most of the games at 60 frames per second. The A53 won't be able to do that. Exynos 1280 just doesn't live up to the expectations. I conducted a small speed test between these phones in which I first launched some stock applications. But soon after the stock apps, I edited the same video clip in the Premiere Rush application on both these phones. Now here, against my expectations, the Galaxy A53 surprisingly won. This phone lost the same test to the Galaxy A52s just yesterday, and now this phone beat the Galaxy A73 here. The Galaxy A53 went on to winning all of my speed tests that I conducted after this, especially the Viva video editing test. The Galaxy A53 was too fast here, and the photo editing results are going to be on your screen as well. So here, I am sure that something went wrong with my Galaxy A73. In no way this phone is supposed to take a beating like that. And I would still not call the Galaxy A53's chipset good because I've been using this phone day in day out and I know how crippled its usual performance is. Anyways, both phones this year bring a 5000 mAh battery and both phones come without a charger. Both phones support 25 watt fast charging. In my daily use so far, these phones perform pretty well and I am liking the battery performance. A full battery drain test is in the works and it will come out soon on the channel to give you guys a better idea. And with this we reach the conclusion. Galaxy A73 is about $100 more expensive than the Galaxy A53. But for paying $100 extra, you will get a phone with a much superior chipset and a much better and good looking display. If you don't want to pay that extra money and want to stick to the Galaxy A53, remember that the Exynos 1280 experience won't be as smooth and display won't support the HDR playback. The rest on these phones remains pretty much the same. In the end, the choice is yours and I would love to know about your choice in the comments below. Subscribe and like if you haven't yet. With that being said, I will sign off and see you all in the next one.